Now, before I go too far in finishing the program, I want to let you know what you're seeing here is episode 79. So I've already done 78 episodes before this in ramping up your English. Well, if you turn back time, we're talking about the past tense, there was a time I had no intention of being on television and helping people lift up their English level. The thing is, here in Ashland, Oregon, so if you're looking watching from a different place, this is where this program is produced, is Ashland, Oregon, at Rogue TV or RVTV, and we call our public access channel Voices. Well, if you're watching in this area of the country, Southern Oregon, and you decide, I'd like to do a TV program, you wouldn't believe how possible it is. This is not a privilege that only some people have access to. They call this public access or the public access channel for a reason. It's accessible to the public. So if you live in this area, Jackson or Josephine Counties, you will find that you are very welcome at this wonderful studio that we have called the Digital Media Center in Ashland. So how do you get from finding the Digital Media Center and seeing the sign outside and actually coming inside and producing a television program? Well, it's easier than you think, because from time to time, they offer classes called the Studio Producers Class. And what you can learn from that is basically limitless, but it's a way to get you oriented to being able to do television programs, to using the equipment here. Now, when I took my class back in 2010, I really didn't have a lot of desire to do or plans to do any particular program. Years before, I used to volunteer for the public television station in Medford, and I just wanted to get my hands on that equipment again. I wanted to be part of a technical crew again. And so I took the class, and that allows you to use the facilities here so you can come in and volunteer on someone else's program. So you're helping someone else achieve their vision, their creative vision, in taking care of helping with the technical aspects that make all this possible. But I had already been producing in the field, they say, in other words, not in a studio, a program called Adventures in Education. That's the other program that I continue to produce to this day. Well, I had been doing that in the field a little bit at a time because I had a full-time job as a teacher, so I didn't have a lot of time to devote to this. At one point, I came in to help other people with their programs and realized the potential of using the facilities here in the studio. And so that began my first studio production of that program, Adventures in Education. It was an interesting time because people were facing a ballot that had three really important things on it. One of those things was GMO foods. The other thing on there was the library. They were forming a separate taxing district for the library in Jackson County. And the third thing was that Jackson County was in danger of losing their extension program from Oregon State University. Well, it turns out that because this GMO issue got so many people to vote, that they did get funding for the extension program, so it's continuing to this day, and they did get the taxing district for the library. So a lot of good came out from doing that first studio program. And I decided, well, I'll do what I've been doing with Adventures in Education, which is to spotlight positive things happening in the world of education in our region. But to use the studio, the power of the studio, along with some field production, and put that all together so that viewers could see what it looked like to be there when these positive things were happening in education, both in a school setting and for our community. And that continues until this day. But sometime during that point, as a retired teacher, or I don't think I was actually retired yet, I started thinking, you know, I have a lot of experience in language instruction. My last years as a classroom teacher was teaching English as a second language. And I would love to take that experience and take those skills and put them to work in this new medium. And so that's how we end up with Ramping Up Your English. So that's an exclamation of these are all things that you can do. You can go on to their website at sou.edu and you can find all the information you need to connect with when these workshops happen and all that. Now, as for going to websites, you can get in touch with me at my website, but basically also through email, as you saw before, letscreatepro@gmail.org. And then all of my Ramping Up Your English episodes are on that letscreate.org. And of course, this is all free. Now, you can also go to our archive site, archive.org/details/RogueTV, and there's a search box, and you just put in Ramping Up Your English, and there you have it. You have all 79 episodes. In addition to that, you can watch this live on TV at Ashland Home Network, this Channel 15, as well as in other parts of Southern Oregon, which is cable channel 182 on Charter Cable. I'll see you next time for Ramping Up Your English. I'm John Letts.
You've been watching Ramping Up Your English, a support program for intermediate level English language learners. Learn more. Visit our website at letscreate.org. You can also watch or download today's program at archive.org/details/RogueTV. Join us next time on RVTV Voices for Ramping Up Your English.